Good evening, this is K0JEF. My name is Jeff, and I'm the net control operator for the Amateur Radio Emergency Service R3D2 net. I'm located in Fort Collins at the City EOC. This net meets every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. local time for the purpose of planning, practicing, and discussing the activities of R3D2 ARES group. Our district serves the agencies in Larimer and Weld counties. Before we get started, is there any emergency traffic that needs to be handled by the net at this time? Hearing none, is there any formal NTS traffic the net needs to take care of? All right, hearing none. This is a directed net. Please don't transmit unless called upon by net control to do so. During the net, all communications will be handled through net control. This net is open to anyone who is licensed to operate on this repeater and is interested in amateur radio public service communications. This net is affiliated with the Amateur Radio Emergency Service of the American Radio Relay League. However, ARRL or ARES membership is not required to check in. Please check out if you should need to leave the net prior to the closing. Also, please be aware that if this repeater is not operational or goes down during the net, we will move the net to the 145.115 Horsetooth repeater. So, the net will now accept check-ins in order of ARES affiliation. All stations will have an opportunity to check in, however, please wait for your appropriate check-in group. I'll begin with ARES R3D2 AECs and served agency directors. ARES members, followed by stations on Echolink, will come after that. General check-ins will be taken at the end of the check-in process. When checking in, please give the following: your call sign, first alphabetically and then with international phonetics, followed by your name, your location, and whether you have announcements or comments for the net. So I'll now take check-ins from AECs and served agency directors. AECs and served agency directors only, please check in now.
Good evening. Here is KI0KN, Kilo India 0 Kilo November. James in Loveland, Loveland EOC Director. 2 announcements.
This is KD0TYU, Kilo Delta 0 Tango Yankee Uniform, Joe in Loveland, EC. Also, I have the training for this evening.
All right, good evening to KI0KN James and KD0TYU. So at this time, I'll now take check-ins from ARES members. ARES members with call suffixes alpha through Mike. Please check in now.
KA6ETE, Kilo Alpha 6, Echo Tango Echo, Jim in Loveland.
This is Kilo Delta 0, Uniform Sierra Bravo, KD0 USB, Mike in Bellevue.
JD, Whiskey 0 Juliet Delta, Daniel in Estes Park, Larimer County. No traffic for the net.
This is W9INE, Whiskey Niner India, November Echo, Larry, Estes Park, Larimer County.
This is N0 AFM November 0 Alpha Foxtrot Mike, Art in Estes Park, Larimer County, no traffic.
Good evening, Kilo 8, Golf Echo Echo, Jerry and Fort Collins.
All right, we'll take a break there. Then I'd like to acknowledge K6ETE, KD0USB, WW0JD, W9INE, N0AFM, and K8GEE. We'll go ahead and continue with check-ins of the ARES members. We call suffixes beginning with Alpha through Zulu, so all stations. Go ahead and check in now.
Good evening to the net, N0YLS, November 0, Yankee Lima Sierra, Mike in Livermore, Larimer County, no traffic.
This is A60G, Kilo 6, Oscar Golf, David, Estes Park, Larimer County, no traffic.
W0BUH, Whiskey 0, Bravo Uniform Hotel, Harlan, Fort Collins.
This is Whiskey 0, RMP, Whiskey 0, Romeo, Mike Papa, Bob, Estes Park Health, Larimer County, no announcements.
All right. I'd like to acknowledge N0YLS, K60G, W0BUH, and W0RMP. I think there was a double in there when BUH was checking in. If you didn't hear your call repeated, go ahead and come back to me now. All right, hearing no one, we'll go ahead and move on. We'll take check-ins from stations on Echolink. So check-ins from Echolink at this time. Please call net control.
Good evening. This is KE0SOR, Kilo Echo 0, Sierra Oscar Romeo, Mike, Larimer County, no traffic. This is Kilo Echo 0, Sierra Delta Victor, KE0 SDV, Bob in Omaha, Nebraska.
All right, thank you for checking in. KE0SOR and KE0SDV. Have you checked in? At this time, I'd like to go ahead and move on to general check-ins. If you have privileges on this repeater and you'd like to check into the net, please do so now.
This is Kilo 0, or this is K0LAO, Kilo 0, Lima Alpha Oscar, Luann, Larimer County.
WB0IXV, Whiskey, Bravo, 0, India, X-Ray, Victor, Dave, Estes Park Health, Larimer County, no traffic.
This is KF4 DUS, Kilo Foxtrot 4, Delta Uniform Sierra, Horsetooth Mike, Larimer County, no traffic.
This is Kilo Delta 0, Oscar Echo Papa,
KD0OEP, Mike, Estes Park, Larimer County, no announcements.
This is AE0CF, Alpha Echo 0, Charlie Foxtrot, Ben, Fort Collins.
This is WY0ROB, Whiskey Yankee 0, Romeo Oscar Bravo, name Robin, Estes Park, Larimer County, at the medical center, no announcements.
W2MIC, Whiskey 2, Mike, India, Charlie, Mark, Loveland, Larimer, no traffic.
All right, I'd like to acknowledge K0LAO, WB0IXV, KF4DUS, KD0OEP, AE0CF, WY0ROB, and W2MIC. Any stations at all now, Alpha through Zulu, please check into the net.
Good evening.
Okay, last station that said good evening, we didn't catch any audio after that. If you'd like to go ahead and give that another try, we'll take your check-in.
Okay, thank you. Good evening again. Kilo Delta 0, Kilo Zip, Bravo, KD0, KZB, Jack, over in Greeley, Weld County, no traffic.
All right, I'd like to acknowledge KD0, KZB.
Thank you.
All right, this is K0JEF net control for the R3D2 ARES net. I'll now go ahead and move on to announcements and comments. We do have two announcements listed for James, K0KN, so at this time, James, go ahead with your announcements.
Thanks, Jeff. Good evening to you and the net. Two items tonight. One is an FYI, the other a plea for help. Since our ARES group is getting more involved and sliding slightly towards more usage of DMR, because I'm also involved in the Rocky Mountain Ham group as well as Northern Colorado Amateur Radio, I will be posting probably some updates on the system if health on the DMR system is less than ideal at times. Reset. I did want to pass along that the Horsetooth DMR, which has spent a couple of days being a standalone repeater, has been returned to the full network again. So it is fully functioning on Rocky Mountain Wide and Northern Colorado, tied in with the rest of the state. So that repeater is healthy and functioning again. If that changes in the future, I'll start to let the ARES group know a little bit so people know when to expect. It's pretty solid, but it's good to go. Let me break one more time here. second is a plea for help. I am looking for more volunteers to help with an event. It is the multiple sclerosis bike ride. Happens this year, incredibly not the same weekend as Field Day as it usually does. It will be June 29th and 30th. I have assignments that are as short as 3-4 hours on Saturday only, all the way up to assignments that are 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday. I've got mobile and stationary assignments. Take anybody and everybody. If you're new and want to learn and want to help out, we'll pair you up with somebody more experienced. And the route has changed again this year, so I've got a ton of positions. And if anybody's interested in helping me out, please get a hold of me. Let me reset one more time here. I just want to stress this is a great way for people to get involved, keep your ARES skills sharp, help out a great cause, and get some radio time and fun with your fellow hams. It is absolutely something we can help new folks through and should not be scared of. We'll be more than happy to help you with everything you need. Some positions are as simple as an HT, and worst case, you got to just get a mobile and clip into a vehicle that's being provided and drive around with those folks. So, best way to reach me, you can reach me at James, James, at ki0kn.com. Or you can also use my NCARC address, which is techchair@ncarc.net. Either of those will get to me. I did have one gentleman, I believe he's in here tonight, respond to me via email after last night's ClubNet. I got you down, and I'll have a response tonight. I was out of town all day today. Let me stop there and ask if there's any questions about my events or the DMR info before I turn back to net.
Yeah, 4DUS.
Mike, go ahead.
Yes, I'm in need of a code plug for the MD390. I'm having difficulty getting my UV380 working, and I just need a code plug, and Rocky Mountain Ham doesn't have one, and neither does W0DMR.
Quick question, do you have the ability to read the stock code plug out of your radio and email it to me?
Yes, I can do that.
If you're able to do that, I will get you a fully functional, both analog and digital code plug for the MD390 emailed right back to you. All you'll have to do is change your call sign, change your radio ID, and write it into the radio. So send me an email with the blank one, and I'll turn around a fully functional one for you.
All right, thank you very much, James. KF4 to US, back to net.
Any other questions before we turn it over to Jeff? Okay, thanks for the time, and thanks for listening. KI0KN, back to net control.
All right, James, thank you. Do we have any additional questions, comments, or announcements for the net this evening? All right, this evening we have some training from KD0TYU, so we'll now go ahead and move on to our weekly R3D2 ARES training. Take it away, Joe.
Thank you so much, Jeff, for taking the net. If you receive a ARES deployment, you'll probably get a call from a person, and this would be for a field activation for R3D2 from our resource net, we would hope. Some of the details that you may be given and should be given are the type of disaster that it is, the duration that they're expected to be working there, also the emergency net and a backup frequency that you might need, who to report to at the scene, and also including the agencies and the number of physicians that you might have to deal with, and also you should get information on expected safe routes to that disaster. Let this drop. Some of the suggestions that we have for maybe a go kit or something that you would do would be an HT or a mobile radio, whichever that you would be instructed to use, with appropriate frequencies in there and this and that. Also, emergency batteries for the HT if you're going to be there at least more than a day. Battery charger for the HT. Also, some sort, maybe a Slim Jim or a J-pole to set up in the air to actually make the HT more effective. And possibly another backup radio. One of the other things that you might bring is a mag mount for antenna for something like this you might need out in the field. Also, earphones and hand microphones are a very good thing to have out there. Cell phones and a charger if you're out there for quite a bit of time, and lots of papers and pencils. Also, you want to bring some sort of a photo ID. Usually they'll accept pretty much, if it's a government ID, that's what you really need, like a driver's license or something like that. And also, maybe extra food and water you might need. Appropriate clothing for the season is definitely essential. Also, if you need forms, like the IC-213 form or something like that, you need to get those before you actually leave. You might want to take a logbook and also some extra cash just in case you had to buy some small things, and a possible map of the area if you could do that. Folding chair would be essential for any type of thing like this, and also electrical tape and maybe some duct tape. Power cords might be needed, just 25 feet, maybe 2 of those things. Also, 50 foot of rope if you have to string up maybe that J-pole or something like that. A power strip would be extra great if you needed it. And also any type of extra connectors you might need for your radio or things like that. Also, just a little small handheld tools with fuses, wires, and various other things that are out there you might need. Most operations won't need an HF capacity, but if you know this, they're going to need that. Prepare yourself to basically make that happen. Don't assume the commercial power will ever be available in any place that you're going to. So make sure you have enough batteries to maybe make it through the essential part of that exercise. A generator power basically a lot of times will cause a lot of noise. So make sure you have some sort of a filter kit for something like that also. Also be very, very safety conscious. Traveling and also at the disaster site, whether it's a flood, make sure that you see power lines down, make sure that you know that they're dead. Do not try to run over them. Remember, 2 victims are never any better than 1. So with that, I'd like to thank you very much for your time, and back to Ned.
Hi, Joe. Thank you very much for that training. Do we have any questions or comments concerning the training this evening? Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead and take one standby for additional check-ins. Those folks who missed their opportunity to check in earlier, if you'd like to check into the ARES net before we close down, please call now. All right, hearing no additional check-ins, we'll go ahead and begin the check-out process. I'll check out each station. I will read your call suffix, and it'd be great if you could respond with your FCC-issued call sign. Yeah. KN.
KI0KN.
TYU.
KD0 TYU.
ETE.
KA6 ETE.
USB.
USB.
JD. WW0 JD. INE.
W9INE.
AFM.
N0 AFM, good evening.
Thank you. GEE.
Kilo 8 Golf Echo Echo.
YLS.
N0 YLS.
OG.
K6 OG.
BUH. W0 BUH. RMP.
W0 RMP.
SOR.
KE0 SOR.
SDV.
KE0 SDV.
LAO.
Good evening, Jeff. K0LAO.
And a good evening to you. IXV.
WB0 IXV.
DUS.
KF4 DUS.
OEP.
0 OEP.
CF.
AE0 CF.
ROB.
WY0 ROB. Thanks.
MIC.
W2 MIC.
And last but not least, KZB.
KD0 KZB, good night, and thank you.
Okay. So So the mission of Amateur Radio Emergency Service is to provide reliable and alternate communications to our served agencies in times of emergency, disaster, or national crisis. This evening we had 28 check-ins, including net control stations. The next scheduled ARES R3D2 net will be next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. local. I'd like to thank each station for checking in and the NCARC for the use of this repeater this evening. All stations with appropriate privileges are invited to find out more information about the ARES R3D2 group. Well, that makes sense. To go to www.coloradoaresr3d2.org. If you have HF privileges, the statewide ARES HF net happens on Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. on a frequency of 3.810 megahertz. And the statewide ARES VHF net happens on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 145.310 megahertz repeater using a tone of 88.5 hertz. This is K0JEF closing the net at 1932 hours. 73, and good night. The repeater is now open for normal use.
This presentation was brought to you by the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.